Welcome back to Headlines. I'm Wes Austin, and these are today's top stories. First, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz says Democrats lost the election because they weren't woke enough. That's like saying a bad tattoo would have looked great if it were just bigger and on your face. Then, Will Smith just dropped a new album where he addresses the infamous slap of Chris Rock at the Oscars. Looks like Smith's career options have narrowed down to rapper or very aggressive Uber driver. Meanwhile, the Department of Education is investigating California for allegedly hiding students' gender identities from parents. California schools, where you need parents' permission for your kids to take a Tylenol, but you don't need their permission to put on a chest binder. And finally, Tim Walz is now floating the idea of a shadow government to hold alternate press conferences. He doesn't know the answer to fixing democracy, but he does know it involves a secret, unelected government. We've got the clip. Okay, let's dive in. Tim Walz thinks that Democrats lost the election because they didn't focus enough on being woke. We have a clip of him where he seems to argue that Democrats should have pushed for more wokeness, more DEI policies, and more illegal immigration.
That our strength is our diversity. We've been talking about this for years as a country of immigrants, and we let them define the issue on immigration. We let them define the issue on DEI, and we let them define what woke is. We got ourselves in this mess because we weren't bold enough to stand up and say, you damn right we're proud of these policies. We're going to put them in, and we're going to execute them.
Walz thinks that voters rejected woke policies because they weren't woke enough. That's like saying the Titanic sank because it just didn't hit enough icebergs. It's the political equivalent of thinking a bad meal would have been great if it was just bigger. In his new album, Will Smith addresses the infamous Chris Rock slap from the 2022 Oscars.
Oh, wow! Wow!
Smith refers to the slap multiple times throughout the album, which is called Based on a True Story. Here are some of the lyrics. My stuff's still hot, even though I won't get nominated. I heard he won the Oscar, but he had to give it back, and you know they only made him do that because he's black. Actually, they didn't make him give it back. His album is about as based on a true story as his marriage is based on monogamy. The song continues, him and Jada both crazy girl, what you talking about? You better keep his wife's name out of your mouth. So just to recap, he slapped a guy on live TV, wrote a song about it, and doubled down in the lyrics. And he's not just doubling down, he's leveraging the slap into merch and a tour. They're hoping that this album and the tour does well because Will's acting career has taken a bigger hit than Chris Rock's face. The Department of Education has launched an investigation into the California Department of Education for allegedly allowing schools to socially transition minors and conceal their gender identity from parents, potentially violating federal law. California may be breaching the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, which guarantees parents access to their children's educational records. The investigation was prompted by concerns that a California state law, California Assembly Bill 1955, prohibits school staff from disclosing a student's gender identity to parents. California's new education motto, what happens at school stays at school. Just like Vegas, except it involves your 7-year-old. Where some parents see indoctrination, the state of California sees a Cinderella story with a 6'2" power forward named Jasmine taking the girls' team to state. Tim Walz thinks that we need a shadow government.
We see one of the first things they do is try and restrict the vote. This is one of the things, though, that this is going to take power to the streets. I don't know what the answer is on this, but I've been saying this. I think we need a shadow government so when all these things come up every single day, we've got an alternate press conference telling the truth about what things are happening, telling what's going on.
Tim Walz wants a shadow government, which makes sense. His military record already has a shadow deployment. And in this alternate reality covered by his alternate press conferences, Tim Walz actually was John Rambo. Thanks for watching Headlines. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'm Wes Austin. Good night.